I expect him to come out emotions good. I think that he does a good job, like a lot of our guys, as far as kind of hiding the emotions. But I think that there'll be some butterflies in there, as there should be. This is a big moment for Emmett. He's had a long road to get back to pitching and pitching in a big league ball game. My expectation is for him to be on the attack. We're obviously taxed in the pen, so we need some length out of him. And so he's got the stuff to go out there and just attack these guys and kind of see where the game's at.
So does that mean just as he kind of gets closer to that maybe 60 pitch count mark, you want to kind of see where he's at and hope he can keep pushing through?
Yeah, I think that's right. I think somewhere between the 60, 70 pitch mark is kind of where we see him, given his first start back.
Did you catch what Schultz had to say after the game last night? He referenced Lou Trevino hitting Tatis last Tuesday and then again last night, and you kind of, referenced that may have been the precipitous to Ohtani being hit. What would be your reaction to that?
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. I did hear those words. And it's interesting because, there is an intent part of it versus, a player getting hit, not intentionally, right? And just to kind of go back, and I'll be brief, is we're not going to open Trevino to hit a right-hand hitter. That's why he's in there to try to get the right-hand hitter out, right? We're not trying to hit the first hit of the game. So he's a sinker ball guy. He lost it, but as he did say, it never feels good. So, yeah, if you do pitch inside, you still got to pitch inside with not just hitting guys. So I absolutely respect that, but that's kind of where we're at on that. And I can honestly say none of the guys that were hit by them, by us, was with any intent, not at all.
Would you expect the umpires tonight to issue warnings before first?
I don't know. That's more their judgment. That's their judgment. So we'll kind of wait and see.
Much more raw are kind of emotions after, just like everything between the two teams the last couple of weeks, like going into these last couple of games. Like, is it a little more sensitive or whatever in terms of,
Well, right now, as I sit here, we feel pretty good. I feel great. So there's always the competition part and things change, but I don't think it's very raw for us. I think we've won 2 games in the series, and I like our chances to win tonight, and that's our only focus.
When we go back to a couple of years ago and kind of what Emmett showed you guys in his rookie season, like what were the things that had you most excited, and is it you kind of still have those expectations about the kind of pitcher he can be at this level?
Yes, I think they've grown. And it's in the sense that we liked his makeup, his toughness, his ability to repeat his delivery, the swing and miss stuff, the preparation. And so now you look back a couple years later, he's much more physical. He's got a chance to watch a lot of baseball, learn, and then now apply it. So I think that's going to make him a better major league pitcher. This is his first one, but I think just having the expectation to attack these guys, fill up the strike zone with his pitch mix, that's the ask. And the results, we're all prepared to live with whatever happens.
Shohei's obviously in there offensively, but did him getting hit or anything like that change some pitching plans for him going forward?
No, I think, like I said the other day, I think it's just going to be open-ended. I don't think him getting hit yesterday changes that at all, and he feels good.
They have a unique sports day when the Lakers get sold for the highest amount in North American sports. What was your reaction when you heard it, and what do you know about Mark Walter that Laker or basketball fans would be excited about?
I was obviously he's had some kind of stake the last few years or whatever, and he's really committed to the city of Los Angeles in various ways, and sports is something that he's very passionate about, and certainly Los Angeles sports. So I think it's a very exciting day for the Lakers, for the city of Los Angeles, and I think that speaking from a Dodger employee, he's very competitive, and he's going to do everything he can to produce a championship caliber team every single year. And make sure the city feels proud about the Lakers and the legacy that they've already built, with the Buss family.
We've all seen that, obviously, from afar. When did you know that, knowing him personally?
I would say probably 7, 8, 9 years ago, just having a conversation with him as far as, how much he enjoyed spending time in Los Angeles, and a lot of low-hanging fruit in the sense of what this city could be, already is and can be. And he wanted to infuse kind of his intelligence, his resources into, he just wanted more skin in the game, I think, and that's just speaking for him, but he's obviously a really smart person.
When you talk about his competitiveness and wanting to win, obviously that's reflected in the money he spends and the players he gets for you guys, but are there other ways you see that, like when he's around during the playoffs and you guys are winning, just kind of what it means to him to see, one of his teams be successful?
I think he does everything he can to provide resources, support. He wants to win, and he feels that, the fans, the city, deserves that, right? So I think that that's never lost, and it's more of challenging us always to kind of how do we become better and not complacent or stagnant, to continue to kind of stay current with the market, the competition, to win not only now, but, for as far as we can see out.
He's the only owner that you've worked for here, but like what makes a good owner in your eyes?
I think a good owner, in my eyes, is a person that lets the people that he hires do their jobs, which he does a great job of, letting Stan and Andrew and Gomer and all those guys, Lon, do their jobs right, but also kind of holding us all accountable, and also providing resources needed, in this case, players, to field a team that's warranted of a championship caliber team every year. Also doing stuff for charity and appreciating the not only the baseball side, but just as important, the business side. And he invests a lot of resources in that as well. So I think that that's kind of all-encompassing what, I've been fortunate to be around an owner like that.
Does this mean we'll see you sitting courtside next season?
Yes. I'm sure a lot of people have hit Mark up, but I might add myself to the list, yes.
Dave, just quickly going back to Emmett, I know you talked about kind of him 2 years ago, but when you look at some of the rehab starts, whether it's the bullpens here, is there anything that's different with how his stuff is playing this go around coming out of the surgery? Just kind of more physicality?
I think, well, we'll see. I think that what I've seen in the minor leagues, which is not the same, I think that we've seen him hold his velocity. So it should be, 6 to 7 for 60, 70 pitches. I think for me, I think the command has gotten considerably better, 2 grades better, and it's not just have a big fastball and throw it in the clown's mouth. It's commanding it, pitching to different quadrants. So I think that's something that the growth I've seen, and we still got to wait and see how it plays in a major league game. But those are a couple things.
And then Dave, Dalton Rushing and Hyeseong Kim in the lineup tonight. How difficult do you think that is, and how big of a challenge do you think it is to have to develop at this level as a hitter while not getting that everyday playing time? And how well do you think they handled their role so far?
I think that Hyeseong is doing a fantastic job. He's certainly a little bit older, I think, and played professionally over there in the KBO, so he's got a lot more professional at-bats than Dalton. So I think that he's certainly performed and handled this kind of playing 2-3 times a week seamlessly. Dalton, I think that the catching, the relationship with the pitchers, the pitching coaches has been fantastic. I think the fingers have been good, the receiving good. It's a challenge, it's a change in the sense of he's not playing every day or 4 or 5 days a week like he's used to. That is a work in progress because he's used to getting hits and being an impact bat. That's going to come. But right now, like I said, a week ago, his value to the team is to keep listening and watching and learning and dominate behind the plate. So anything we get from him offensively is a bonus. for now. But we will lean on him at some point on the offense side. But for me, I just want him to conduct good at-bats and, start eliminating that chase.
Alexis Díaz was pitching in OKC today. What are the reports you've gotten on him? And is there kind of a plan right now for what you guys want to see? Or is part of it just kind of seeing how he pitches and going from there?
So I don't know exactly, what the plan, how long he's going to be in OKC, but I will say that Rob Hill and the PD, they've done a fantastic job as far as kind of identifying some things that got a little wonky with his delivery, cleaning that up. He's back to, where he was a few years ago, so that's exciting. I text with him once in a while and check in on him. He's very happy with the progress, so it's going to happen at some point in time. I'm just not sure when.
Dave, just a day for Will Smith and
Yeah, just a day for Will. He'll be in there tomorrow. I like Dalton against this guy today. He's going to play 3 or 4 anyway, so I wanted to kind of stay away from the 3 in a row if we could, which we can. As far as Michael, I just wanted to give him a day to just kind of, step back, watch a game, and I haven't decided on tomorrow, so we'll see. I know he's scuffling, and he's working through some things as far as with the hitting mechanics with the guys, but we'll see where we're at as far as tomorrow.
Is there anything you've seen with Michael just not being able to put it together for like an extended stretch of time? A lot of those kind of promising flashes, but what's your perspective?
Yeah, I think probably just not getting to the heater. I think that's probably the start of it. And when you don't hit the fastball, that starts to lends to a little chasing on spin. And so we got to get him back to the heater, to the big part of the field. But he's working on it. He knows that's not something he doesn't know, and he's not trying to miss fastballs. So that's probably the genesis of the whole deal.
Are you guys at a point where the playing time can, like him and Ken or some other guys, might level out a little bit, or is he still somebody you see in an everyday role right now?
Well, I see him playing a lot still. I do. I do think that in a meritocracy in that vein, I think that Hyeseong has earned opportunities, and I don't want to just kind of get him to lose his mojo and sit for 4, 5, 6 days and expect good at bats. So I think that he's earning the opportunity to get somewhat of a consistent look, and we'll go from there.
Dave, social media is having a lot of fun inserting Shohei's face in a Laker jersey. What's your message to their fans? Be hands off?
Yeah, I don't think, right. Yes, that's my message, hands off of Shohei. Yeah, they got enough superstars wearing the purple and gold. Yeah, leave him alone. I think Hachimura is taking care of the Japanese side of things. He's got that. We'll have Shohei on the baseball side. Thanks, guys.